My theme for this past 4 or 5 months has been death. I don't care. Seriously, like, I don't know. I know how you're feeling right now. Ugh, I don't care. I don't care. My mom passed away in February, and every day, because the loss was sudden, the loss was intense, and it wasn't something that we anticipated, at least not now. You always bargain like that with life. You're like, not now, right? Uh, but it was now. I mean, life went, fuck you, you don't get to tell me what to do. And she died. So the more I reflect on her, and this is coming off fresh because I just had therapy this morning. So bear with me. I'm unpacking this as I'm speaking to you. Um, the more I try to process what happened with my mom, the more I think of small stories that used to either irritate me or stories that used to escape me in terms of meaning. Um, Now that I reflect on them, I see them through a different lens. Um, a lens that is more appreciative, a lens that is more, I'll say, a lens that understands why she did what she did when she was around, because she isn't anymore, because she died. She's dead. Um, it's tense. I love it. Look at you guys. Some of you are like, I should get a beer right now. I don't know. Um, one of these things is uh, I, w- I often say this to my sister, and she doesn't understand it. I even say it to my wife. She doesn't understand it. Um, I always say to my sister, "You and I had different parents," um, and she keeps telling me, "What does that mean?" And I say it to my wife because my wife is the youngest between her. She's here, by the way, for the first time ever. Uh, she's. Um, that's why I'm not looking that side, because I look at her and my heart melts. It does, but no, like the youngest children don't understand this because as the eldest, you always get hit with the storm first. Um, and the things that I had to go through with my parents, my sister didn't. Same for my wife's sister. What her sister had to go through, she didn't have to. I grew up with parents who were barely able to make it. Parents who had every will to do what it takes, but never the means to do what it takes. Whereas my sister grew up with parents who got a house and bought like a couple of cars for the household, and she got an iPad when she was 14. When I was 14, I got dirt. Uh, Big difference. So you know what I mean? So I always say this, like it doesn't dawn on different generations in the same family how different the parents are from one sibling to the other, from one child to the other. And one of these stories is, um, again, my sister grew up not needing anything. But she always dressed like beautifully. My mom treated her like a doll. If she wanted strawberries at 2 a.m., my mom would make it happen. If I wanted to stay awake at till 8:05 instead of 8, I would get beat up. So it's a big difference. But the story lies in the fact that I never thought of how that impacts my parents. I always looked at it from my own lens. Like I wanted toys, but my mom would save up and get me only books, which made me hate her, but eventually made me love her more because she's responsible for my intellect. She's the reason I read a lot. She's the reason I'm interested in so many things. She's the reason I'm curious because she always fed my curiosity. She never bookended it like, oh, this is where it stops. Like the library was the one place I'm allowed to go to no matter how much I want, how many times I want. Never was it a question of if I want to play outside, there's conversations to be had. Going to the library, you're good to go. She wouldn't even care what time I come back as long as she knows I'm in the library. I wasn't. I was getting raped. No, I'm not. I'm so. I don't know why I do that. It's like I get emotional and then I wanna. Ugh, I want them to think I'm a man, which weird because I'm saying I got raped. So I don't go figure. Um, no, but the thing is with books, I hated my mom because I was 7, 8, and I'm like, what do you mean I don't get toys? I'm getting books. I'm getting books. But eventually, out of boredom, I opened the book, and that was the last thing I remember me being upset at my mom for, like as a child. But see, it's very personal the way I looked at it. Like, oh, I didn't get a toy. She got me a book, but now I appreciate it. I never thought of it on how my parents felt. And I think when I do that, I can offer them a bit more grace and then eventually give myself a bit of not playing the victim anymore. Like, I don't want to play the victim. But because inside our heads, we have these conversations, right? Like, oh, I had a bad childhood. Like, I deserve to be. No, you don't deserve shit, dude. Like, it's fine. Life is shit wall to wall, right? So we have to just play it. That's the name of the game. That's life. Like, it's not guaranteed in any other way. I've seen billionaires who became homeless and homeless who stayed homeless. It doesn't change. Um, But now that I look at it, I remember a very distinct incident that I always thought of as a measure of how bad my parents were. Never looked at it as how my parents were, like how they were feeling. And the story goes like this. We were walking in the market in Kuwait where we used to live as a child, and we were passing, it's like an open plaza, a lot of stores next to one another. And we just so happened to walk past the toy store. And I look at the display, and I'm a child, right? And I'm standing there, and I tell my, can I look? Can I look? She goes, yeah. And I stand there, and I eyed, which in retrospect is very stupid, but I eyed like the cheapest item in the display, which is tennis balls. It wasn't even a racket. It wasn't even like a bicycle. It was just tennis balls. And I asked my parents, can I get tennis balls? And it was something like half a dollar, probably. And I was 5, so I remember this in sequence, but I remember distinctly the ride back home, both my parents were crying. And I often use that story to say, this is how poor we were. Like, I wanted a tennis ball to play, and my parents couldn't afford it, which was like half a dollar because they were barely making rent. And they had a baby who was still wearing diapers. Yeah, 5. Fucked up, I know. So now that I think of that story, because I lost my mom, because this is no longer a conversation we could have in jest, like, oh, remember when I made you guys cry over a tennis ball? I understand it at a deeper level, especially that now I'm turning 40 and I'm an orphan. I understand midlife crises. It's existential, but when I remember that story, I often look at it and I go, that must felt like shit to have your son, which my mom still, until she died, she would call me the apple of her eye. Like, she loved me so much. Even my dad loved me so much. Even like as if he had a choice. Like, it's one of us. We can't both love him. Um, they both loved me so much, but I never really appreciated how they must have felt in that moment. Here I am, a child, innocent, not according to the priest. Yeah, I fucking love those jokes. I don't care. And here I am, not thinking about how they felt. And now that I have my own life, I'm set in my way. I have my own career, my own wife. Not mine, by the way. By all, oh, fuck, I'm sleeping on the couch tonight. Now that I have my own life, what I want to say is I sometimes forget that my parents were people. I often forget that my parents are fucking trying their best. They tried their best. And when they cried, that was also their best. And while they took it in jest and laughed at it with me and told me, oh, yeah, it was funny. I couldn't afford a tennis ball. That must have crushed them. But just like them, because, and that's the reason I said my sister had a different parent than I did. It's, if anything I could learn from them is much like they were different parents to my sister, like they were to me, because their life changed, they turned it upside down and they made it. I also think, to me and everybody, it's never too late to be the person you need to be in the room you're in, as long as that starts like from a deep will to change it, and it's accompanied with a dash of just being a bit selfless. Because the moment I lost my mom, genuinely, and I cannot stress this enough, and I say this often to Celeste, um, I feel like I have no roof anymore. I'm 40. I can deal with life. Like I'll grab the devil by the horns and fuck him up. I don't care. I'm strong, but I have no roof. I had a roof. I had a dock to go back to and speak to and be and share my woes. And I know I won't be judged. My wife, she's allowed to judge me. She's a different person. We met later, both in each lives. Well, like it's not like we've known each other since we were children. And I hope she doesn't love me unconditionally, because love comes with conditions. But that was the one person who I could be the shittiest version of myself in front of, and she would find a way to help me dock back, reset me, and send me back into the world. And crying over a tennis ball for a person who is as strong as my mom must have meant that she was at the very end of her rope. And instead of me helping at the time, which is not fair because I'm a child, I didn't know, I kind of shoved her hand off the rope and she felt that she's free falling. And that's a thought I live with now. And that's a thought I can never say to my mom. And it's okay. That's life. And also, I was never molested by a priest. Again, I just like saying shit like that. It's just it's fun. But if you have parents, I know parents could be overbearing sometimes. And this is not one of those go hug them, fuck that, right? But look at them with grace. That's all I'm asking you. Look at them with grace. That's it. You're trying your best. They tried your best. We have way more resources than they did, and our fuck ups are way bigger somehow. But these people did it with like no internet and no chat GPT. How do I beat up my son without leaving marks? You know what I mean? Like they did it organic. It was organic. So just all I ask of you is just look at your parents with a bit of grace and understand that it's, while you feel it's the same DNA, it should be the same catalog. The times around us changed and they tried their best, and God fucking knows I'm trying my best as well. Thank you guys.